Hello everyone, welcome to the new class. In the previous class, we discussed about previous classes. We discussed about various structures, various classifications that come under Plantae, Kingdom Plantae. One among them is algae. We had discussed about its various classifications: Chlorophysae, Phaeophysae, and Rhodophysae. Also, the classifications of bryophytes and its features and the various classifications that come under bryophytes, the liverworts, and the mosses. Today's class, we will discuss about the new particular classification under Kingdom Plantae, that is pteridophytes. Okay, P is silent here. Pteridophytes. Speaking about their feature, classic feature, you know that the main unique feature of bryophytes are they are amphibians of the plant kingdom. They are amphibians in the plant kingdom. And speaking about pteridophytes, they were the very first terrestrial plant to have this vascular tissue. Vascular tissue, we know they are xylem and phloem. Xylem is the one that produces that produces water, that supplies water, not produces, that supplies water from root to different parts of the body. And phloem are those which produces food, that helps in the production of food and transports the food from leaves to different parts of the body. They are present in the leaves, right? So this is the unique feature actually for which are found in pteridophytes. Despite of that, they have this medicinal purpose. They are used in medicine purpose. They are used as ornamental plants. They are found in cool, damp, shady places. Okay. Speaking about bryophytes, the bryophytes have this uh, reproduction phase. They have this reproductive phase which was known as gametophytic phase, or they have this gametophytes, and in that gametophyte they had this male reproductive organ as well as the female reproductive organ. Archegonium was the male reproductive organ and Antheridium was the female reproductive organ. If I am not wrong, I just said it in an opposite way. Antheridium was the male reproductive organ, my mistake. Antheridium was the male reproductive organ and Archegonium was the female reproductive organ. Okay. In this pteridophytes, they have the pteridophytes actually have this sporophyte present in them, and this sporophyte results in the separate formation of root structure, stem structure, and leaf structure. If you remember about bryophytes, they had this root like structure, stem like structure, and leaf like structure, but they do not have this particular specific structures. In case of pteridophytes, they have this specified structure present in them. Now, if we talk about the leaves or the sporophytes which are present in these sporophytes have sporangia present in them. These sporophytes have sporangia present in them, which have leaf-like structure known as sporophylls. Some cases they are like a structure, different structure, which is known as strobilus or cone. In some organisms, they are found in the case of strobilus. This is the structure. This is the structure which has this sporangia, or which we can say as sporophylls. They produce the spore mother cell, which results in the formation of the reproductive organs, gamete. Okay. Actually, talking about sporangia, if we talk about specifically, if we talk about the pteridophytes, they are mostly photosynthetic. They are mostly photosynthetic, and they have this photosynthetic thalloid known as prothallus. Okay. For fertilization purpose, they use water. They use water for the fertilization purpose. Uh, they have this male bearing gametophyte and female bearing gametophyte, which is known as Antheridia and Archegonia. So water is required here also for this reproduction process. The antherozoid which is actually the male reproductive part, that male gamete is actually released from this antheridia or the male part, and it is received by the archegonium. When this archegonium, which has this egg cell, meets with the antheridium antherozoid, they both fuse together to form zygote, right? Just like that we had discussed in the previous topic. This zygote then forms a sporophyte, and it develops into the specific organs. Okay, majority of organs organism which comes under this pteridophytes category, they have various kinds of spores. Some have same kind of spore, some have different kind of spore. The one which have same kind of spore is known as homosporous. Some have different kind of spores produced in them. One could be large, one could be small. So the megaspore or the macrospore is produced by the gives in the production of female gamete, and the microspore gives in the production of male gamete. Okay, and since they are of both different types, these spores are known as heterospores. They are known as heterospores. Okay, now the female gametophyte which were present in that particular plant, they retain again, they form again, and they start to form a seed like structure present in them. Okay, so that's all about the pteridophytes. So they have some specific classifications which is not further explained, but we need to know about their names. Psilopsida, Psilopsida, uh, Psilopsida. Next one is Lycopsida. Then comes Sphenopsida, and at the last Pteropsida. Pteropsida. Everything has this pisida. Okay. So these are the last words that come for the classifications of pteridophytes: Silo, Lyco, Spheno, and Ptero. Sphelopsida, Lycopsida, Sphenopsida, Pteropsida. These are the categories that come under pteridophytes. Okay, no need to understand them. That's why it is not given. It is very in-depth explanation for that. So no need to understand them. That's all for this particular topic. So that's all for today. I hope you understood. Thank you and have a nice